with Mocienne Petit Jackson. It's extremely late, and I wanted to make this video because the topic is so very important to me that I wanted to make this video. And this video is about Marvin Gaye dying. Marvin Gaye, I have write about him in my book, Thriller Betrayal, because he was phenomenal to me. In my world, he was phenomenal. I adore and I loved this man. And I'm going to tell you a story that I wrote in my book as my memory about Marvin Gaye. I couldn't go really deep in what he meant to me for me because I'm explaining a memory that I have with him, that I experienced with him. I think maybe I was 4, 5 years old. I was extremely young, and have been going on for a very long time. And my father, Michael Jackson, he took me to a lot of live concerts. So I have been to phenomenal concerts in my life. The worst concert I ever went in my life was a concert of Jay-Z in the Netherlands. I have never seen such a crappy performing ever, and it was in Amsterdam. Heineken Hall was just horrible, because I was talking with Rockefeller Records about working with them. But anyway, after seeing the JC performing, I didn't even give a bleep about working with them or get to know him. The performers, it have been the most crappy live performance I ever saw, and I need to repeat it. I need to go into repeat with a rap concert with a better artist, because Jay-Z is very good in records, making records, a studio work. He's very good in that, but his live performance really shit, 100% shit. And I have seen a lot of live performance in my life, and I'm always very exciting to go to a live performance, because in my youth, as being Michael Jackson's secret daughter, I went through a lot of live performance of amazing artists, and one of the artists was Marvin Gaye, and I was crazy about him. All my life, since the day I was born, he was Uncle Marvin. Listen, I had no idea how famous this guy was. For me, he was just Uncle Marvin, Marvin, and he was amazing. I was very small. I was just really a child, but I was so intrigued about his sparking eyes, the way that he moved, the way that he played guitar, the way that he sings. I have witnessed that sitting on the lap of my father, Michael Jackson, while Marvin Gaye was performing, or sitting on somebody else um, lap, because I was very small. And I also remember when I was in a party with famous people, and people ask, who is that child that out of nowhere he was an uncle, or she was an auntie. I was thinking, oh yeah, are you? And Marvin Gaye, he was very special, because I was very smart. I was very small, very small as a child. And as a child, he carried me around like I was his gold. He was talking to everyone, but still kissing me. And he had a beard, and it's tickled. And it's, and I really had to get used of his tickling. And I liked it. I really, I really like it. And he made me feel very, very safe. I was totally crazy about this guy. Um, so if my father, Michael Jackson, went into a party, um, I didn't see. He just give me to someone. So sometimes he just give me to Marvin Gaye, and sometimes he give me to another artist that had to carry me around. But he didn't. He hold me very shortly when the concert was over, and he have done his business, and we had to go home, and then it was somewhere where nobody was around. I was being given back to my father. It was always in a dark corner. All this kind of things were happening. But Marvin Gaye, he was very special into my heart. He's my, together with Barry White. Uh, Barry White was just amazing. I met him only that I remember. I remember him only one time, and that was when he was getting married. I believe it was in Jamaica, and everyone was in white. And my father told me Barry White and all his children. I wrote that in my book, Trailer Betrayal. But that's the one good memory that I have of Barry White because of his name. My father said we're going to visit someone. His name is Barry, and his last name is White. But he's not white. He's black, really beautiful black. And my father made me laugh about that. It was very special. And Barry White, he was so kind, so lovely man, so sweet for children. He was just an angel. For me, he was a big angel. And Marvin Gaye, he was so naughty. He was so totally different than the Barry White. He had a naughty smile. So he was so naughty, and beautiful teeth, beautiful smile. And he really wants to get into your soul. So to see if he can read you. He was very strong. And his performance as an artist, sitting on the lap of my father or somebody else's lap, it was phenomenal. As a young child, hearing Marvin Gaye playing guitar, piano, and his voice singing, was like, oh my God. I felt as a child I was in heaven. So I don't know why, but I remember his concert the most. Yeah, I remember Diana Ross concert that we went through, and I knew my aunt was the star, blah 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 blah. But the performance of Bob Marley, and the performance of Barry White, and the performing of Marvin Gaye. I think Marvin Gaye and Bob Marley. Bob Marley was very different. I believe I was very young, and it was the first time I heard reggae music. I was really, really young. I remember very well. But Marvin Gaye, he was something. He just captured my soul. The guy just captured my soul. You know, maybe I have to say that he was my first love, my childhood love. Maybe. Even I did not know what love was, and even I did. I knew I loved my father, but maybe Marvin Gaye was my first guy I fall in love with. Even I didn't understand why, but he was so nice. He was so incredible, cute. And then I remember that he was murdered. I remember that. And my father, he was in America. He had burned his head in January in 1984, and Marvin Gaye was killed by his father. And I didn't see my father for a very long time, my father, Michael Jackson. And he was calling me. And it was on the radio in Haiti where I was on that moment. And I remember my father telling me that Marvin Gaye was killed, was murdered by his father. And I was very small. I was very small. But I remember having my father on the telephone, having my father, Michael Jackson, on the telephone, and he telling me that. And I remember my father said he wanted me to speak in English, not French. I was totally panicked. So I was crying on hystericals because I heard it on the Haiti on the radio that he was killed. And that moment I was in Port-au-Prince, and I haven't seen my father for a very long time. Only had him on the phone. And I heard that my father was saying, "No, Mocienne, I want you to speak English to me, no French." So so then I was talking English to my father. And I was crying and I was hysterical, and I was thinking, why is he asking me to talk in English? Why not French? So my father said, I want you to talk English to me. And I was like, Marvin is dead. So my father talked to me on the phone, and he let me cry. Sorry. My dad, Michael Jackson, he let me cry on the phone. He let me cry very hard on the phone about Marvin Gaye. And he was saying he was saying Marvin Gaye's father was crazy, and you know, all the stories were true. It was about a woman and thing. And I remember crying so hard. My heart was just broken. And the thing that I remember most is that I was crying hysterical, and my dad was talking very um, nice to me, and he was telling me that Marvin Gaye's soul was now the biggest angel in the sky that have died, and that he's back to God, and that he was a God. He was God best friends. And I hear him talk, and I hear him, and I just cried. I just cried, and I said, Daddy, he will never kiss me again. He said, no, he will never kiss you again. And in the end, I really heard my father crying also. He was trying to be brave on the phone, you know, but I could hear in my father's voice that he was crying too, but he was trying to make me feel good. He was really trying. So when I hear Marvin Gaye, it's always like, oh wait, the guy, the biggest angel in the sky. So my father, Michael Jackson, he programmed that story in my head that Marvin Gaye is the biggest angel in the sky that died. And he reminded me of so much love, of so much happiness. You know, there's no words to describe it. And why am I telling you this about Marvin Gaye? I'm telling you this about Marvin Gaye because I was on Instagram, and there was Beyonce Knowles with her new album. And I'm a credit. I'm a credit. I have credit. No, a critic. I'm a critic about her because she's using a lot of samples of work of that people created, and that she's using it and on her new album. And she used an example of Kylie's, one of the singer. I really like her for her creativity and all the things. And the reason I'm telling you this is that I was very frustrated. I wrote something very not nice about Beyonce Knowles on my Facebook that I mean with my whole heart, because an artist is someone that creates really something new that's really exciting. And I find Beyonce Knowles stealing a lot of work of other people and go and make millions and hits. And not any of her work can ever make me feel like the work that Khalees, the singer, do from this generation of time, and the music that Marvin Gaye created with my father. I can tell you really 100% that I didn't write about that in my autobiography, that Marvin Gaye, he came many times to the Caribbean, and but many times also to the house where I was staying, and he was creating music with Michael Jackson. So I don't know. I don't remember um my father Michael Jackson ever put out any songs with Marvin Gaye, but I do remember that they made songs together and that they create songs together when he was in Haiti. So I'm always hoping one day that the recording will come out about a couple of the songs. And I remember when the two of them were sitting and making music. Stevie Wonder also came. And who came more? Barry White didn't came. We went to him. Who came? Marvin Gaye came. Stevie Wonder came. Sadie. Donald Trump came, but he's not a musician. Anyway, I specifically remember Marvin Gaye and Stevie Wonder. But I was just playing around. The music that they were creating together was so amazing. My ears as a child was while I was playing with some stones or making a draw. My ears were really like, what am I hearing? What am I hearing? For magical creation was phenomenal, just absolutely phenomenal. And even in that time, as a child, I was too stupid to understand that my father was a professional artist. I had no idea. I just thought my father had a great voice. I loved the way he played guitar and the way they put out the keyboards and they making things under a tree. I was thinking, wonderful. They are playing djembes. I remember that a lot of groups of people came to Haiti, and they were playing djembes. This is where I fell in love with djembe. A whole day long, many artists who were really good playing djembe, and all sounds of drums and thing, sitting in front of the house in the shadow with a big umbrella, white umbrella, and they were in the uh, sweater, simple sweater, and there was coconut notes, some fruit, some chicken, some fish dinner, and this guy come 1 or 2, 3 days, 5 days, and they were playing musician, and I wasn't allowed to interfere. I was allowed to stay away, stay away, listen to it, look at it, and it was amazing. And I didn't write that enough um, in my autobiography, Thriller Betrayal, because I want to stick at the story, how my father was. Oh, but when I think about Beyonce Knowles and stealing so many creative work that I have witnessed as a child, how much artists work on that to create that sounds that Beyonce knows is keep stealing for her albums to make millions, while she didn't sweat and suffer for it like artists as Marvin Gaye did and Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, and much more of others, authors and writers and composers. That really pissed me off. So I've write about that on my Facebook page, saying that I'm really upset with Beyonce Knowles for doing that. And while I was upset, my memory and my heart came back to Marvin Gaye about how much he means to me and how much I love him and how much I cherish him. It's and how much it devastated me that he died, and how incredible my father, Michael Jackson, was to allow me to cry on the phone about him. I cried so much about Marvin Gaye. It's hard for me to bear, even after 38 years, that he died that way. I love that man so much. I loved him so much. So people like Beyonce knows, they are making the money because they are living in this time that it's easy for musicians to make quick money. But I said on my Facebook page, just people, they will not be remembered over 100 years because they don't have God-given talent. You know, every woman can look like Beyonce knows. Every woman can sing like Beyonce knows. But no man and no human can have the talent as Marvin Gaye has, and many artists before Beyonce knows, and 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 many artists in the timeline with Marvin Gaye. You know, I dislike the Motown's records, but if you look at the artists, what they accomplished, what they were born with, artists today they cannot compete. They are missing a lot. They are missing a lot of talent. They are missing a lot. And that's what I really want to say for today. That musically, we are not living in a good time. And the worst performer I ever saw was from Jay-Z. I don't even remember the year, but it was horrible. And Beyonce knows she cannot compare to real talent. She's not a real talent. She's a business. She's a showbiz girl. Everyone can be a showbiz girl. Everyone can be a showbiz girl. But a big artist that I also said on my Instagram, Madonna is a real artist. Even she's not the greatest singer in the world, she's amazing, phenomenal performer. And Dolly Parton is an amazing, phenomenal performer. Sandy Lauper is an amazing performer. Um, Celine Dion. Even I'm not a fan of Celine Dion, but she's an amazing performer. They are much more better than Rihanna. She make funny, crazy music, but she's not a good artist. And live, she's horrible live. As studio artist, she's a good, wonderful studio artist, but live, horrible. But that's all JC production. This everything that JC produced is crap. Life is crap. And I am spoiled. I'm very spoiled that I have been given something that many people may not believe, but I grew up with Marvin Gaye as my uncle. I grew up with Bob Marley as my uncle. I grew up with Stevie Wonder as my uncle, and much more as my uncle. I feel so extraordinarily blessed that I have that privilege in my life, that musical privilege. And one of the artists that I can say that can compare of that huge talent is a rapper Nas. Yeah, he really has talent. That young man, and yeah, I can make a list of some, you know. Bruno Mars, he's a show guy. He doesn't have that talent. No, he doesn't. Some people may say he have amazing voice, but there are not a lot of artists who have that quality that people like Marvin Gaye had and all this kind of thing. It's very special. It's very special. And I was thinking about him today, and I really want to make this video to tell the world I love this man so much, and he have been phenomenal in my life. I would never, never, never forget, never, the musical time we spent with my father. And it was all in 1983, a year before he died. Maybe the last time, maybe it was September or October, I don't know. But it was all 1983. And then in April, he died. He was murdered by his own father. And my father, Michael Jackson, he had already burned his head, and I was crying. I was crying. I remember coming from school in Port-au-Prince, hearing the radio, Marvin Gaye died. But it's crazy that I do remember that he was an artist. But even I heard him on a Haitian radio as a child, I still didn't really realize how famous Martin was. For me, he was just Marvin. He was just Marvin, my uncle, you know, that guy who really kissed me on the lips, with his beard tickling, and really hold me like that, make sure he doesn't drop me. And while talking to people, kissing me everywhere was good. He liked to give kisses in the neck. He loved to kiss in the neck. Coming to school and hearing that he was murdered, and then hearing some of his songs was and when I came back walking home, the phone already, my father was waiting, with my Aunt Kelly. And she said, "Your father on the phone." And I had my father, my dad, Michael Jackson on the phone. And I was talking in French. Often is dad. Dad, is it true? And then my father said to me, "Talk English, Mocienne. Talk English." And I spoke English to my father. Yeah. So really want to share this, and now I'm going to sleep. Beyonce Knowles has again an platinum album. I don't care about that. She worked hard for where she is today. Yeah, but I wish that she start creating really new material than doing what she's doing now. Very disappointed in many artists today. Okay, this was Mocienne Petit Jackson. And you may not like this video, but I'm really trying to be me, as honest as I can be. My book, Thriller Betrayal, is a memorial to my dad. And I cannot write everything in it as I wanted, But it's nice that I have my YouTube channel so I can share a bit extra. And I want to say stay safe. I hope my life story will help you, educate you, and that life is a story, and it's out of control. You don't control life. You can try it, but you don't control life. Never in a million years did I expect that my father would be one of the biggest artists in the world, and that all my uncles were very famous musicians. I never expect that. I just love them. They were my friends. Just love them. And even my father had the most beautiful voice in the world, played amazing guitar, and a lot of more. I never expect him to be the king of pop, becoming the king of pop, because he always told me he was just a police guy working in the army in America. So, you see, life is full of surprises. So there was Mocienne Petit Jackson. See you next time. Take care. And please describe what you think of my video. If you are Beyonce Knowles fans who are gonna beat me up for my opinion, I will block you. Because a lot of people will not be honest about what I'm saying. That it's easy the way artists making money right now by stealing other examples of other artists who created good things, you know. So if you want to steal one song, okay. Like the covers of Killing Me Softly, many artists have done beautiful work of covering that song, but you know what, they covered the song. They didn't only steal the best part of the song and then change it, putting some mix in it and then make something out of it and say, oh, look what I make, no. If you want to cover a song, cover a completely song. But all this stealing of examples of the best part of song, it's not right. So if Beyonce knows fans want to be angry with me, be angry with me. And if you're going to be nasty, writing me nasty thing, I will comment. I will go into that. And if you go too far, I will block you because it's not fair. It's not fair. And it's not fair that the way she's working for the other artists. And if she wants to work like that in her new video, she have to say this example is from this song, that song there. No, she have to be fair. We're living in a strange time. We're living. Okay. This was Mocienne Petit Jackson. Everyone stay safe and thank you for following my channel. Bye-bye.